Welcome to the Caution Flag Contemplations podcast, a racing show for the fans by a fan. Welcome into this week's episode of the Caution Flag Contemplations podcast. I am Casper, the host. With me, my co-host, JP Dwat. Dwat celebrating second place finishes this week with the Taylor Gray shirt. Oh, yeah. And second, somebody that was probably rigged for it to win. I mean, if I was NASCAR, I would have definitely gave him an extra couple horsepower. So, I think that's why I went to the backup. They don't take him as hard. Yeah. And Suarez was cheating. That's how he won. So, sorry, Taylor Gray. You probably were better than him, but it is what it is. JP has got on his shirt for his most favorite rap of the year. Brandon Overton in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce number 76. I ordered that like a month ago, 2 months ago, and it finally made it. And then I forgot to give it to you, but I'm glad you're wearing it. I'm happy for that. So
yeah.
Other than that, D, how was your weekend?
Oh, it was good. It was a rainy one, but I had to work Saturday. But it was a good weekend. Had a good time with Dad yesterday. So I had a good Father's Day dinner. So it was
what'd y'all do for the Father's Day?
We had some spaghetti. And went over there and watched some golf. He's into golf, so we watched a little bit of the golf tournament.
When are you going to pull out the old clubs? When are you going to quit the podcast for the clubs? Is that like at the end of the season? Or
I got my dad's old clubs recently, but I'm not too good at golf.
Hey.
But no.
You're not Tiger Woods, huh? Well,
no, not quite.
I believe in you. That's good. Yeah, Father's Day, I borderline forgot it was Father's Day. I did the Father's Day with Dad on Saturday, and then we just kind of hung out and watched a little Xfinity race, baseball, ate some subs. They're actually really good. I don't know why they were good, but I actually really enjoyed them. So it was a good weekend. JP, you had anything going on here lately you want to tell us about? Or?
Oh, I guess. I done got engaged over the weekend.
To jail he goes!
Shit.
Listen, I don't know how long you got, and we're not going to talk about it on the show or whatever, but congratulations, first and foremost. Yeah. Second and foremost, when are we going to a race, to party, and have a good time? Is it going to be the Dome? Is it official, or do we need to wait a minute?
I think I'd say so.
All right, dear Flow Racing, when you see this clip of this podcast, it's no way, shape, or form competing with you. We believe that you are the way, the truth, and the dirt racing through Michael Rigsby. Amen. Sorry, that was a little bit not something I would normally do. But anyways, we'll be there for this old boy's bachelor party, I guess. So I'm going to be buying some tickets, so y'all be sure to have something good. We'll see if we can't get some custom shirts made up, and we'll get his Venmo on there. I heard they have Busch Light there, so we'll see. They might have Ultra, but they definitely have Busch Light.
I can drink it all.
It'll be a good time. We'll have a good time up there, and D-Watt's never been, so if he goes, I mean, he's not going to know what to do, so we'll see how that goes. But, congratulations to that. I forgot your fiance wanted me to say something on here. I don't know if you remember this or not, but apparently he told her that he would rather been at the race. So
that's a lie.
Just kidding. She just said I wouldn't say that on the podcast, but I will say anything because I don't care because only 12 people listen, so it really doesn't matter. So shout out to you, incoming sister, I think. But anyways, all right. That's enough of that. All right, moving on this weekend. So we went to Smoky Mountain Speedway for the Mount Moonshine Classic, 60 laps. Psych! Y'all tired of rain, like legit.
Yeah, it sucks.
Is it rained every day for like the last month down there, like as up here?
It didn't rain today. Yeah.
It's not even hot.
Same. I'm going to tell you all a secret. So I went down to Chattanooga on Saturday, and I was driving back north I was on I-75 at approximately mile marker 70, 72-ish. And I just happened to look towards the east where the Smoky Mountain Speedway is approximately located, and it was awfully sunny. By God, there wasn't a cloud in sight. But it definitely rained Friday for sure. I don't know, man. What have we got to do to change our luck on the rain? Y'all know how it is. I mean, how many times have we been to that racetrack for a big race and got rained on?
Roger just needs to go ahead and build him a roof over it.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's do it. That's about the only way we can ever get a race there.
Go ahead and call on up and see if we can't get us a roof. I like that. That'd be nice. I feel bad, man. So, like, here's the thing. So we always had that Tennessee tip-off March Sport Outlaws race. It always rains in March. Every year it rains in March, right? And this year they only got in the Friday night. I went. Y'all didn't go, right? It was just me.
No.
Yeah. That was good. Glad they got the Friday in. I was happy that Sport Outlaws was okay with just getting one day in, and I'm thankful for them for that. I don't blame Lucas for not going, knowing that they probably weren't going to get two, but it's just frustrating, man, whenever that's what we've had on the calendar pretty much. We only get two national touring races in the state, basically. Sport Outlaws might go to Duck River or something later in the year. Don't quote me on that. Maybe. I'm not sure. But that's pretty much all we get, so it sucks when they get rained out. We've had a closure of tracks. We had a Lucas race at 411 there a few years ago before they shut it down. We love that. We had races at Boyd's. One, right? We have one there. We had one at North Georgia.
They've had them World Outlaws at 411
used
too.
To have Tazewell. Used to get Lucas. We are essentially, unfortunately, I don't know if we're just not relevant enough in the state anymore on the dirt scene. It's hard to believe that. There's a lot of cars and late models. I feel like we have so many late model classes around here. They're just not all supers, but how many late model classes do we have? I think I-75 had 5 late model classes on the card Friday night. So it sucks. But I didn't even tell you that. So Friday night, I was talking to Dwat on the phone when this happened, but I pull into I-75 Speedway with the 2.5-year-old, and he's like, "Daddy, racetrack!" Boof! Thunder. And he was not happy. He could see the fence. We pulled up the driveway to turn around and leave, and he saw the fence. He's like, "No, racetrack! I was like, "Sorry, buddy. Well, maybe next weekend." So maybe we'll make it down there. But that sucked. He was okay though. I don't tell anybody. This is a secret. This is not going on the World Wide Web. Okay. He did get to watch a movie in the car on the way home. Don't tell his mom. Please, God, don't. I did let him watch a movie on the way home on his tablet. His tablet, the one that we got for him for an airplane 3 years ago. But I did let him do it. I felt bad about it. I'm sorry, babe. But anyways, that's about all I had. We got rained out there. They had literally 7. They had old school late model, never heard of it. B Sportsman, 602, 604. Limited. That's pretty bad. They had 10 classes. I was about to be, I went. Dwat had to work Saturday, so he got smart and backed out of the punishment. If they raced that night, that was going to be what some refer to as a hostage situation. They had 10 classes on the card. I believe they were going to qualify, then hot lap qualify, then feature, but man, if they went straight qualifying, oh my God, it'd been late. And they didn't start hot laps till 7:15. Come on, guys, we gotta move that up a little bit. But anyways, that's all I have on I-75. Glad that they tried. Give them credit for trying, and maybe we'll be there this weekend. So, all right, Hell Tour. Anybody watch any? Anybody want to give a Hell Tour story, or you want me to just sum it up? Or?
I watched some of the highlights, but they're just a little late to stay up for the features.
Yeah, I'm a working class man. I ain't got time to be staying up till 11 o'clock on a Wednesday. What about you, D-Watt?
Yeah, I had to work the next day all throughout the week, so I didn't get to watch it. So I watched some of the heat races and whatnot, but I didn't get to watch the features.
Yeah, that's kind of how I've been, and then it's hard for me to get real invested in the heat races knowing I'm not going to make the feature, unfortunately. One thing, I really like the series, and I think I've said before, when I retire, I'd like to go up there and follow it around for a couple weeks sometime, or maybe the whole thing or whatever, just to watch, or God forbid somehow get enough money together to buy a race car. That'd be cool. Really cool to try that. I think it's pretty cool. You get some different guys up there. Mark Whitener was up there. I'm drawing a blank on. There was a couple other guys that you wouldn't always see up there,
Christian Hanger.
Yeah, up there trying, and it's cool how they do this thing where they run it by weeks now and overall. So you can run it for a week, try to win the points for the week or whatever. And they had Billy Moyer up there. Squirrel, Brian Shirley, Turbo. But then, I like watching those guys like Opie, Spatola, Mike Spatola, and Fager and all those Illinois guys that we never see really around here. But it's a good series to watch. But it's cool because they have full shows really in midweek. And you look at other midweek shows, for instance, Flow Racing Night. They usually have 1 or 2 sport classes at most, and it's usually hot lap qualified race, right? So there's a lot more going on. I saw they had UTVs last night. Did y'all see that at all? Like when I was watching last night at was it Sycamore Speedway or something like that? I think Sunday night, and they had like UTVs out there, which is pretty cool. Different. It's side by sides, obviously, like Razors and Talons and all that. But they did 2 things of hot laps. They did one on the regular track, and then they pulled in the infield and they had a jump, and they did like a kidney bean. So they went like around turn 2, cut back in the infield, hit the jump, cut back, go around 3 and 4, and back down the front. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind seeing something like that around here. They didn't really look like they were built side-by-sides. I don't know if y'all know. I would assume you do. But they, actually have race side-by-sides. This is like stock. Maybe some wheels, maybe a turbo, big bore kit or something. I don't know. But they didn't appear to be like the full race cages and window nets and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, but it's cool. Something different. I do like seeing some of those different classes, stuff like that. So, but yeah, I don't know. Hell Tour's cool. A lot of races, a lot of days. Night number 1 there. I did want to at least give the shout out to the winners if we could. Billy Moyer got his 101st, which is awesome, if you ask me, at the Brownstown Bull Ring, Brownstown, Illinois, over Mike Harrison. And Shannon Babb finished 3rd, so that was cool. Shepard was running the B5 Rocket. Not the Rocket 1 house car. Jose Parga, shout out BMF Chassis. He was a crate guy, right, JP?
Yeah,
he was a crate guy. He's running supers, I guess. He ran with Hell Tour there at Brownstown, finished in 7th. I believe he won his heat, though. So that was cool to see that. English Troutman, some good guys up there swinging with him. So, anyways, then they move on. Ferger gets the win at Kankakes? I love the name. I don't know how to say it. But Fager gets the win there on the 11th over Dylan McCowan, Brylan Shirley, and Mark Whitener, like I said, up there in 4th. Mark Whitener, dude, I don't know what he does to make money, but he's a masher. I mean, he's up there tearing it up, don't care, which I like. Peoria, Troutman gets the dub and the 22 star. No surprise there, over Ryan Unzicker. Still won a shirt. Tried to buy one at the Dome 3 years ago. Still haven't got one. I checked his website not that long ago, and they were out of stock of my size. So I'm going to try again. He specifically said in his interview that, he needs people to buy T-shirts, yada, yada, yada. Anyways, I'd like to buy one at some point. Oh, Tyler Millwood. That was another one that went to run this thing this week.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild, I thought. We've seen him a lot, right, Dwat?
Yeah, we've seen him around, yep.
I don't know how long he's going to stick on that, but can I get an amen? He is a qualifying guy. Like, he's one of those that randomly will just smash it in qualifying. Like, usually, unfortunately, I'm not trying to be an ass, but he usually falls like a rock when he does. But sometimes in qualifying, he puts a lap together and gets up there. So
I tell you what, I think he'd race a whole lot better if he got rid of that ugly-ass wrap he's been running for 3 years.
Stop. You don't like that inverted 3-1 color, half and half?
The stupidest shit I've ever seen on a race car.
You know what? I'll nominate JP to go ahead and pay for Millwood next time we see him.
Yeah.
And put Caution Flag Contemplations on it there, and we'll see what happens. Maybe they do that just for you. Quit being a picky woman. That's a nice Heartbeat Hot Sauce shirt you got. I know that's your other favorite rap. So
yeah.
Congratulations on that. But other than that, Fairbury. 58 cars at Fairbury on Saturday. I was driving home for this, not watching my phone in the phone stand. In the middle of the car. I did not make it for the feature because this is a late night, if I'm not mistaken. I think this thing ended pretty late. I don't know. Did you make it all the ways, Dan?
I did. I
really didn't think you were going to, but I wanted to, but I couldn't. But that was cool. They had a lot of cars there. They had 58 late models, 50 modifieds, and 28 street stocks or whatever they were. And I was like, that's awesome. So they had 3 classes and 135 cars. Like that's smoking it, boys. And it's a great place to go. Obviously, you have the PDC coming up, so you had a lot of the guys go. Get tuned up for that. Trey Mills also up there on the tour, by the way. But who doesn't love Fairbury? Right there in the heat races and qualifying, the cushion was rough. It was really interesting there in qualifying when I was driving back. Like, Herb was on the pole, but, like, he kind of cut back down the bottom. Everybody was banging the cushion, and then right there at the end, a couple guys kind of hooked the bottom and made it work. So, kind of different to see there. But it's really cool how that track changes. I think that's what makes that place so much different than anywhere we see around here in particular. Like, it just changes, like, all the time. Top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom. You can throw those big sliders, catch the cushion, whatever. So, definitely good to see a race there. Congratulations to Brian Shirley. He needs it after having he's had some terrible luck this year breaking and stuff. So, happy for him to get that one. Looked like that was a big deal for him. So, congratulations to him on that. Other than that, Sycamore Sunday night, like talked about, Jason Fager gets the dub. Congratulations to him. He also wins week 1 of the points. I think that's like 10 grand, maybe something like that. So that's, I consider that to be a pretty big deal. 5,000 race. Yeah, 10,000 for the first week in points. When you have $5,000 races, that goes a long way if he ever gets that done. So I'm sure he'll continue on with them. They're racing right now as we speak, I do believe. Gentlemen, I don't know if JP's got it pulled up on Dirt Vision. Probably does.
I don't know.
I was thinking about it, but I kind of forgot to start it here because I keep getting texts about my DoorDash food that's about to get here. Because forgot to go to the grocery store today. I was like, we're at the pool. I was like, babe, we'll probably have to get DoorDash because I got to do a podcast. She was like, okay. But she ordered it, so I don't know what I'm getting. I hope it's good. I'm sure it will be. They are at, right now as we speak, Wilmot Raceway in Wilmot, Wisconsin. They're going to Davenport, Quincy, and Lee County Federated Raceway, I-55. That is a joint show with World Outlaws there. I believe that is Friday and Saturday night. So, should be a pretty big week here. Lucas coming up has their show, Firecracker at Lernerville. So, that'll be cool. Y'all gonna watch? Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
We might be at I-75, I guess. Some of us might be potentially at I-75 Saturday night, but if not, we'll be watching that. So, Crate Racing USA, like I said, I-75 for those of you that are in the East Tennessee area would like to attend. 10,000 win 2-day show. I think it's prelims on Friday, feature basically on Saturday. They had a pretty good mix of their support class to go with it both nights. So it should be pretty full night of racing both nights. If you can't make it Saturday, go Friday and you'll still get to see some good features with the local guys up there. I-75 is a good track. So, and they might be at Tazewell Thursday. They're going to make that decision on whether tomorrow when this podcast is released. They got rained out June 7th. So they might be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, which would be, cool. I'm probably not going to Tazewell for a Thursday race because I got to, again, work early, but I might. You never know. I haven't made it up there yet this year. Might be a good excuse to go. So, other than that, y'all had anything about dirt we need to talk about? News, nonsense, schedule? Nothing. I don't really think there's been a whole lot.
No.
Was it last week or the week before that Black Diamond joined with Longhorn? Is that this week?
Maybe. We didn't talk about it if it was last week. So, yeah, was that they signed up. That's, because Black Diamond... Who's the dealer? Is it
Clay
Stuckey?
Stuckey,
okay,
or whatever.
Yeah. Which that used to be like, wasn't Earl Pearson Jr. in that?
Yeah.
And then he's obviously retired and moved on at this point. And then
Alberson drove Black Diamond for a while and then went to Longhorn.
Yeah. So I guess really they just added them kind of as a dealer out that way because it's at Louisiana or Texas or it's like, somewhere a little bit farther west.
Yeah.
So, that'll be cool for sure. Random. JP, I sent you that video of that LS, street stock. Dude, we need an LS late model class. Am I wrong?
I saw something on Facebook a couple of months ago, I think up in Pennsylvania or something somewhere, where they were having that.
I mean, that's the same motor. The same motor that was in that street stock I sent you is in an H2 in the driveway out here. And I was like, that's pretty awesome. So that'd be really cool if we could ever do that. Obviously cheap junkyard motors, used to be cheap. They're kind of getting expensive. I don't know if you know that, but they're not as cheap as they were at one point. So but thank God they're not a Ford. I heard that Ford 6.2s. I was talking to a buddy today. I know you're not a Ford mechanic or anything, but he was telling me that those 6.2s have 16 spark plugs.
Yes, sir.
Why? More power, baby.
I guess.
Right? But I didn't know that.
Make sure you burn all that fuel.
Now, granted, his Raptor motor's in a boat, not in a truck. But, I was talking to him. He's having some misfires over the weekend. I said, that's probably all that rain. But I don't know. I said, maybe if you get an LS boat, it'll be better. I don't know. But So I'll let you know how that goes when I hear about it. But yeah, he was looking. I was talking to him today. He was on the phone, like hanging upside down in his boat, trying to figure it out. He's like, I've never seen them, but it's like a coil pack with a wire coming off the side of it. That's so funky. Like,
it's a long tube from the coil, and then the wire's pretty long too.
That's what he was like. It's like the one on the Honda, because that's what's on the wife's Honda out in the driveway. And I was like, that's goofy as crap.
Yeah.
But, hey, whatever works, I guess. So, but yeah, I thought it'd be cool if we had an LS class, late model class. So if anybody wants to make that, JP's going to be buying a race car here pretty soon. I heard he's been saving up. He's made his big purchase, as he announced earlier, so now it's time to start saving for a race car, not a house or anything important. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens there. But other than that, moving on, dirt racing. Is there anything else on the schedule? Did y'all look at the schedule at all? Anything else we need to point out?
Not really.
Topless Outlaws have a double. Penton Raceway, Penton, Alabama. We never been there. And then they are also at, I did see they had a doubleheader this weekend. They're also at Sanoa. 4,000 win both races. So I like how they're really doing that. I mean, I know I always talk about how great Topless Outlaws is, and I haven't been to a race this year. But I really like that whole two races in a weekend, take weekend or whatever, run two again. You know, like that. It makes it. I feel like for the guys like me and you, if I had the money, we could run that and with the time that it requires. You know, so. I think that's cool, but other than that, I don't see a whole lot on here. That World Outlaw deal, I mean, I imagine that's going to be a pretty good show, 20K, 10 and 20. Obviously, Lucas is 50 to win at Lernerville. I believe, Firecracker 100, don't they usually have some pretty good fireworks for that one?
Oh, yeah.
So be looking forward to watching that. Maybe your favorite comedian will make it out there. That's his favorite racetrack, I heard, once upon a time.
Actually, it's Williams Grove.
Oh.
He's a sprint car guy.
My bad. It's all Pennsylvania. Nobody cares. Sorry, cousin Tim. But yeah, outside of the Appalachian late model week, y'all didn't watch any of that.
Oh, I saw the highlights of it. I didn't watch it live, but I saw something about it.
We need to check that out. We really I was listening a little bit. I guess to the Dirt Reporters podcast, which is obviously a podcast way better than ours, way more listeners. But I was listening to that, and they were talking a little bit about it, and I was like, man, I never even heard of that before. So I kind of want to check into that and. Some of those tracks up there, like we've never been. We don't ever think about going to West Virginia or whatever to go to some races, but maybe we could go up there and find some in Pennsylvania. It's really not that far. It's closer than the Dome, so that's why I'm flying. Y'all can drive if you want to. But
Sure.
Anyways, all right, moving on. NASCAR, Mexico City. You took some notes for the Xfinity race? No, not the Xfinity race because you were working, weren't you?
Yeah, I watched some of it, but all right. So pole was Zilich. And so he took off there, and then like lap 1 or 2, wasn't it Ty Gibbs got into it with Zilich and either spun him out or got him sideways. So they were getting pretty aggressive early on. Seemed like early on, and Quaffle was stage 2, and then Sammy Smith stage 3. So anyway, so I guess leading into the race in Mexico City, both of them, I really wasn't super into it for some reason. I guess I've never seen a race there on TV or anything like that, so I didn't know what to expect. But I don't know. I thought both races were good, and the Xfinity with the hometown Suarez. Not say it was rigged, but I guess it was good to see Suarez take the win. And the fans were really into it. They were really cheering him on, so it was cool to see. But I was pulling for Gray to get the win. He tried there on the last corner, but I didn't really want to see him take him out, but he really did. It in there.
I did. I was thinking to myself, like, I'm gonna have to buy one of these damn T-shirts if he takes him out right here, because I was sitting at Dad's, and I was like, I wouldn't blame him, because this is for a playoff spot for him, right? Like, I wouldn't blame him, but like, dude, he would have needed some cartel security getting out of that son of a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got. Did you feel like he was close enough he could have done it? Because I really felt like he could have done it.
He
chose not to.
It was probably a good business decision to not on his end.
I think on that last corner, like, I was like, man. I told Dad, I said, if he'd have just rolled off that brake a little bit, he could have moved him and passed him, and he probably would have got killed on the way out. But Sicario's a good movie, so. but no, I mean, I don't know. It was a good race, for sure. Did you like the that stadium section seating? Wouldn't that be pretty dope?
Yeah,
I did like it. Yeah.
the only thing about it is, like, you don't really see that much of the track there, but they did have that big TV, like, behind it, which, you know, we've never really been to a road course, like a true road course. Roval doesn't count. It's a bunch of crap. But, you know, like, that's one thing. That's one of the reasons I don't think I've ever really had that much desire to go to a road course is, like, you can't see that much, right? Like, you only see what's in front of you. That was a super cool track. I really like that long straightaway on the front. Absolutely hauling butt at the end of it. I saw in the Cup race they were doing 180 on the straightaway and taking that baby down to 10 or 15 to make that corner. So that was wild. Suarez losing the brakes and qualifying in the Xfinity car. Was Dale Jr. pissed?
I'm sure.
Come on.
It was a big hit he took.
Yeah, dude, there was some big hits down there. What'd you think about that? What's your opinion on the whole wrap situation? So in Xfinity, you can't wrap the car. Do you feel like that rips off the team when you can't put the full wrap back on the car when you go to the backup?
Yeah, I like to see the backups be fully wrapped, but if they only have so much time, it makes sense. But I would like to see the cars fully wrapped, just the black. Yeah. I would like to see them fully wrapped. Yeah.
I mean, like I guess I get the cheapness part of it, and I'm not a rapper. I could be. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like, can they not just carry a wrap for the whole side of the car? Like, wouldn't it be like one or two pieces instead of just doing the decals?
No.
I'm sure it's an expense-saving thing, but JP just told me I'm wrong, so and I'm sure he knows way more than I do.
There's some, like, base layers, but then, like, your number and your stickers on top of that, it's all going to be separate.
I guess that's all because of the having limited cars, limited practice. Not every car has a backup and all that. So I thought that was cool. Did y'all like all the tweets and stuff from people stuck on the airplanes and all that? Did you hear about the? Did you? Hear
I heard
about
a little
the
bit
one
about it.
that broke on the runway.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Oh, dude, that one plane that was supposed to take off with like the Xfinity teams, and apparently Gisenberg was on the. Is that Gisbergen was on the. Was on the plane, and they were going down the runway. Yeah, poof, and then they stopped. But apparently the plane was doing like 160 whenever the pilots were like, oh, we just blew a motor. So that was why a lot of them didn't make it till later, and they had to kind of redo their whole travel plan. So I don't know. I thought it was cool. I was happy for your boy Taylor Gray. And in all seriousness, I really did earn a lot of respect for him not wrecking Suarez there. Like, I mean, I don't know. I know you were working a little bit. I'm sure you've seen the highlights. That race was kind of a crap show. I mean, like, it was a show for what it was. Like, unfortunately, like, the Xfinity road course racing looks a lot like a demolition derby right now. And that goes back to JP being on iRacing with all these guys and just wrecking each other all the time. I mean, like, it's this whole attitude, you know, we could talk about this for hours and nobody cares, but, like, it's that whole attitude of, like, win and you're in. I did what I had to do. You know, like that's the thing. And
it's starting to get old.
How easy is it to just literally roll off the brake pedal and roll in the back of somebody, move them, pass them on a road course? I mean, it's easy, but it's stupid. There's nobody. I don't have any respect for guys doing that. And I think one thing, you know, I'm sure y'all listen a little bit to Junior's podcast and stuff. He was talking about the might have been on the broadcast. They were talking about the difference in, like, these cars now with the composite bodies versus the old days. Like, you couldn't drive them after you hit sheet metal, right?
Yeah.
Like, they never drove the same. And road courses obviously is a little bit different. But, dude, they'd be on the tire, rubbing tires and all that kind of stuff. These composite bodies just take a beating, pop right back where they're supposed to be. And, you know, maybe one day we can go back to steel. I don't know. But, I don't know. It kind of sucks to see all that. Like, you were talking about the spin early. I felt like I was really waiting for Ty Gibbs to, you know, dump Zilich and Zilich to dump him, and they got into it a little bit, but not too awful bad, you know, for the most part. But back in the field, man, everybody just running guys over, and I'm like, this sucks, you know, like it's kind of a clown show. I hate that part of it, but it is what it is. I felt like it was a good race, and it was cool to see Suarez drive up through there. I felt like if that thing had a late, like another yellow, I feel like Gray would have moved him and done what he had to do probably. So. But congratulations to Suarez. I thought it was really cool to see the fans, you know, from the hometown. Like, that's something we can't understand, you know, living here, I guess. You know, maybe one day we can go to New Zealand and Gisbergen can whip them all there. Because if it's a road course, I don't know, boys. But yeah, I don't know. It was a good race, good for Suarez, and you know he's going to be in the Xfinity Series probably next year, anyways, from how it sounds. So hope he's getting used.
Oh,
hope he's getting used to it. But I don't know. Zillich let you down there, JP. Oh, this was what Pops wanted me to point this out. So this is for you.
Yeah.
So there was a point during the race when I look up and Zillich and Mayer, who you two dum-dums picked to win the race, are in each other going off the track.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's pretty good. So I was supposed to queue up the video, but I didn't want to get the copyright infringement. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if y'all enjoyed that as much as I did, but I'm sure y'all got a little enjoyment out of my text on Sunday. So we'll get to that next. But you got any notes for Sunday, or you want me to go through the race and give your opinions there, Dan? What you want to do?
Well, I watched I watched the first half of the race with Father's Day going on late today. But yeah, so let's see here. So SVG was on the pole, and I knew going into it he was going to be strong, but this is a good chance for him to win to get in the playoffs, and that's exactly what he did. So Priest got the stage 1, and then SVG got stage 2. Now stage 3. This Hocevar Stenhouse deal, I was just going to give my opinion real quick. So, I like a good NASCAR when it's got disagreements and whatnot, when the guys are running in the top 5 or winning. But when you're 20th and you're a lap down and you're arguing, it's just, for me, I like it when it's better when these guys are competitive, which they can be week to week. But like Stenhouse, let's be honest, he has to win to get in, and I ain't seen much out of him this year. That's going to be the case for him to get in. So, and then Hocevar, he's been running better, but he didn't mean to run into him, obviously. But he was just wheel hopping and ran into him. But that's my take on it.
I like your take about it. You know, it sucks whenever like that's the entertainment is for 25th and one of the cars a lap down. But that's also why Ricky's so pissed off. I do want to point this out. This is a good call on Ricky. So there's been a lot of talk about Ricky and all that. Ricky does have to probably win. I'm pulling up the points right now. Ricky, I can't even find 47. Here we go. He is 21st right now. So he is definitely going to have to win to get in at this point, right? And there's a lot of pressure on Ricky to win and get in. And the plate races are, where he used to excel at. But, like, everybody's so good at plate racing now that I don't know that that's a thing for him. Before that team could kind of get some good motors and, he could get up there with the best of them. But now it's not the same. The field's a lot closer. So definitely Ricky's feeling a lot of pressure for sure. And I'm sure he was frustrated, obviously, after, the other issues he's had with Hocevar here lately. But, it is what it is. I'll give my opinion after JP gets done. I got a little celebration dance to do. So, JP, what you think about this? Is Hocevar just dumb or what?
Man. Yeah, I get it. Ricky's gonna cry like a little baby. But, dude, you're running for 20th anyways. You suck. He didn't mean it. And then they're gonna go out here and get in this car and be like, when we get back to the States, I'm gonna kick your ass. Do it right there. Don't be a bitch.
Interesting stance. I'll give you A for fire. The whole, when we get back to the States thing is just funny. Cause, so did he, wait for him when they got off the plane? Clearly not.
Yeah,
we hadn't seen it on
know.
X. So clearly not. I felt like that needed to be when he gets off the plane. But now here's what I got. So right here, I got me a little Sunny D. I don't know if they still sponsor Ricky or not. But, Ricky, if you beat his ass this week, I'll drink this on every podcast for the rest of the year, and it'll help them out with sponsorship. So, Caution Flag Contemplations Sunny D will be the official drink if you whoop his ass. But you have to whoop his ass. And here's the thing. If you ain't waiting at that hauler with them shorts on, I listened to another podcast, and they were talking about who should do it, when, before practice and everything. I think he should get him after the race, and I think he should do it on the front stretch in the fire suit, honestly. That's what I think. I think he should just, we're going to Pocono, just wait for him. And, just drag him out of the car. Hocevar is likely to go out and win this weekend, honestly. I know we're back off the road course. He's been really good. That speed's not going anywhere. So, it is what it is. But here's the thing. Carson played with the bull, didn't get the horns. And this is very much reminiscent to me of the Ross Chastain Dennis Hamlin situation, right? And I don't think that
He's ever gonna get it.
I don't. No. I don't think Ricky's Denny Hamlin. Ricky has more fire than Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin's a little whiny baby that needs Kleenex as a sponsor, even though Kleenex probably sponsors the Hayek Motorsports team. But anyways, I don't know. I really think Ricky's going to do it. And if he doesn't, I'm not going to be a fan. We're going to call him out on this podcast. So next time 47 gets around 77 needs to be in the wall. Or needs his ass beat. One of the two. And if you don't do it at this point, after that video of you in the car, no excuses. And I liked him getting in the car. I really enjoyed the fire, running to the car, getting in the car. I wish he would have punched him a little bit, but you don't want to get arrested and stuck in Mexico. That is not what you want either. So we'll see what happens going to Pocono. So this is the deal. So right quick, I want to pick. I want to hear yes or no from both of you. Is he going to hit him with the car, with the fist? Yes or no? Dwat.
No.
Why not?
I'm gonna say
you just think he's
because he's not gonna be able to catch up to him.
I don't think he's going to cause a big scene. Now, I would like to see it, but I don't think he's going to drag him out of the car. I don't think they're going to get into it on pit road. And now, if they have a problem on track again, maybe. But I feel like it'd be a little bit, not trashy for the sport, but something like that if he's just going to go out there and cause a big scene after the race randomly. But I get it. You don't want to cause a mess in Mexico, I guess. With the crew guys going all over each other and anybody getting arrested or something. So, but
we'll see. So, all right, I'm going to give you a little taste of schedule here coming up. So, it's Pocono, Atlanta, then it's road courses after that. I think there's two in a row. Chicago and Sonoma, maybe. But here's the thing. I don't want to give them that long. Now, we're getting a new TV partner coming in Atlanta, right? We're going from Prime. Prime's last week is this week. We go from Prime to TNT. They would love it. They would absolutely love the fight. So, I think Ricky's going to do it. I'm gonna be the one. Ricky, do it for me. Do it for old Casper back here. And the Tennessee hat. I know you're an Ole Miss fan and all that, but listen, talk to Lane Kiffin, get him to amp you up, get you ready to go, and listen, you put on your. He has an Ole Miss helmet. For those of y'all that don't know, he has an Ole Miss race helmet. Put it on, go out there and whoop that Michigan ass. And if you don't do it, the SEC don't mean more. So I want to see something out of you. Do better. Beat Hocevar. I'm a Hocevar fan. I really am. But Hocevar needs a butt whooping. He's earned it. And it doesn't matter what you do. Once you earn one, you should get one. And now that you've said you're going to do it, if you don't do it, we're going to pull a Jimmy Spencer and get the crying towel out next week. So I want to see it, and I don't want it to be next time we go to road course. I want it at Pocono. Just turn one, just send him. It'll hurt. It'll be perfect. Just don't tell NASCAR you right hook. Do not right hook him because I don't want you suspended. Because you can't get suspended for Atlanta because that's one of the only places you can win at like we just talked about. So, all right, moving on. That's all I got on that situation. Cup race. I thought it was pretty clean overall. SVG, absolute ass whooping. Priest stayed out, got the points to get that stage point. Good on Ryan Priest. Thinking ahead a little bit. I do like that. SVG absolutely beat him down, boys.
What was the final time gap?
It was like
Wasn't
16 or 17
seconds?
It was 18 with the white flag, but then he didn't pass those cars in front of it. I think it was like 16 and a half. That is an absolute monstrosity of a whooping. I heard on the teardown, shout out to Gluck and Bianchi, they said that was the biggest gap since like 1990-something at Texas. Like, absolute smoked them. Like I said, we have two more road courses coming up in the next 4 races. Chicago road course, which is already street course, which is already run. Sonoma, which he hasn't. This is what I'll say about that whole whooping thing. I haven't had a chance to go back and watch, but I would imagine that he really killed him on that brake zone into turn 1, just because of the speed. One thing that I thought was really interesting, they talked about it on Prime, which I've loved the coverage.
He uses the clutch.
I do have a knot, but the whole idea of using the clutch to let the car roll so that you don't lose traction is really interesting. It makes a lot of sense. And I think it's really crazy. He won't let him show his foot cam anymore because of that. And that's really cool. So I thought that was awesome. Now, one thing, I don't know if y'all noticed it. Chase Elliott, my boy, his helmet's right back here. He drove from like 8th or 9th to 3rd. And Prime did not show a single one of those passes live because they were worried about like Briscoe and Cindric and whoever, Ty Gibbs and Ross Chastain, and I'm like, they're just a bunch of bitches beating on each other. Like, show my boy making some passes, okay? Good to see the 9 car make some drive up through there. I thought he was going to have a chance, maybe with the yellow, but don't let the screen fall down now.
It's about to die.
Oh, we better hurry up. If Dwat disappears, we're done. So, anyways, but yeah, man, I don't know. I thought it was a really good race. Good run for Chase. Good to see him up there. That was my pick. Obviously, that didn't work out for me. So, we'll see what happens going forward. I want to take a quick second, highlight a couple things in the points about people, and the Chase is a good point here. Chase Elliott is 4th in the points currently. 0 playoff points.
Because he sucks.
Get it together. Idiot. We have to have more points than that. You have to stay out on a stage. You have to do something. You got to do something. He's going to have a win. I'm sorry. We can't Matt Kenseth this thing if we're trying to win a championship. He's going to have a win at some point. Everybody's not on his butt really because he's 4th. His average finish is good. I don't have it pulled up right now. It's probably like around 11th. I don't know that I think I heard that he hasn't finished outside the top 20 yet this year maybe. Like, that's crazy. He's having a great year as far as that goes. He's going to have to win, get over the hump at some point. So we'll see what happens there. I forgot. Podium.
Yeah.
Yes? No?
I like it.
So,
yeah.
I got something to say about the whole Mexico situation here. When kind of ties into the podium stuff, right? So here's my idea. NASCAR and the FIA need to work this shit out. Whether it be at Mexico City or at COTA, we need to have a NASCAR and F1 weekend at the same track. Put Max in a cup car, the Project 91 or whatever.
Yeah.
We can put Larson in the Cadillac car next year. Let's do it.
You're going to be disappointed. I hate to tell you. And that's not because I think Max is a better driver, but I'm telling you right now, these cup cars are a lot easier to learn than an F1 car, 100%. I would love to see it, but just remember that's the same FIA that just scheduled a race against the Indy 500. Idiots! Sorry, I'm done. Did y'all even see that? We didn't talk about that. Did y'all see that? Formula One scheduled the Canadian Grand Prix to go against the Indy 500 on the same day. You know, they're Motorsports Christmas or whatever you call it is over. They moved Monaco, yada, yada, yada. And it's Canadian GP is the same day as the Indy 500. And it went at 12:30 this weekend. Do you think they're not going 12:30 next year against the Indy 500, which also went at 12:30? Maybe Kyle Larson's going to do a new double. I don't know. But good luck. If that happens, F1 thinks there's something because they got all the rich people around there, but they ain't much. It's terrible racing. Was it? Did you see where Pat McAfee was like, I know everybody thinks F1 is great, but it's awful. You know, that whole thing. He's like, it's boring. He basically said it's boring as hell, and like, why would anybody watch it? That's what he said. And he's not wrong. There's no passing. You got to be in the best car. Max sucks. I heard Max might be leaving at the end of the year. We'll see what happens. Maybe Max will come to NASCAR. Then, you know, Zillage and Suarez will be out of ride. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. So, DY, I want to know, do you like the podium? Should we do that all the time?
I don't think all the time, but maybe at special events, I'm for it. Yeah.
I think I'm for it every week. I really do. They do it at the dirt track anytime we have like special races usually, right? Like
That's what
Lucas,
they do in F1. They ripped it straight out of F1.
No, I mean people's done that for years. Horse race, all that stuff. They did the podium thing. I like the podium, and here's why. It's a good picture, and we were talking about this. So in that instance where, let's say that race on Saturday, let's say Taylor Gray moves Daniel Suarez. Daniel Suarez finishes second or third, and they have to come on the stage next to each other.
Yeah.
Is that not what we want?
Oh yeah.
Like, is that not? I mean, y'all, we've been at the dirt track, and they've interviewed sometimes the guy that finishes second or third, and he's like, well, he cut me off, he blocked me, it's pretty dirty, and then sometimes the guy second or third will be like, well, if he didn't have a stick man, I'd pass you. You know, that kind of, like, I don't know. I really like it. I thought it was cool. The champagne and stuff's whatever. It's just the idea of having them all together. It's a good picture at the end. I think for the crowd, like, it gives you a little something to stick around for after the race too. You know, like I mean, D-Watt, we leave these days as soon as that thing hit. I mean, which every time we go, it's like Hamlin or some nonsense. So we ain't trying to watch that. But like we don't even watch Burnout half the time. So. I think I would stick around for that if it was somewhere that you could see from the grandstand, and I like that. I think it's a good thing, and I don't really know why we don't do it. I think getting the drivers close to each other is good. Some of my most favorite times in F1 when I do watch it, which isn't all the time, but at the end of the race they put them in a green room together. They'll have to in F1 they all have to weigh on the scale after the race, and for the most part they don't. It's not a problem to put them in a room together. Alone.
Oh, but it can be.
But they don't beat on each other.
But they say some off the wall shit at each other at times.
It's not like NASCAR, But I think it'd be really cool if you had some guys that are mad at each other after getting wrecked and put them up, make them stand next to each other, and hopefully interview them that way. Like that would be even better. Like put them all three at the table at the same time, press conference. But that's my opinion. Solely mine. Chase really blew it on the champagne. I don't know if y'all see the video. He didn't know what to do. SVG did not struggle at all.
All the pictures from Chase and the podium finish there, I kept seeing memes like Chase is the guy when you go to the Mexican restaurant and you tell everybody not to tell them it's your birthday, and they tell them it's your birthday. That's exactly what he looked like.
There's an idiot did that to me once. His name is Andrew Elliott. And I'll say his name on here because he got me so bad. We went to a Mexican restaurant, some people from work, and they came up and smacked me in the face with a pie. And I still want to murder him to this day. No, I'm not just kidding. It makes me still mad. We eat lunch there like almost every Thursday now. That same restaurant, every time I think about just getting him one random Thursday at 11 a.m. But maybe one day I will. I don't know. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Other than that, any closing comments on NASCAR or Mexico? No, nothing. You want to go back? Yay, nay?
I would say yeah. I like to see him go back at least one more try and see how it goes.
The track's cool. I think it's a cool track.
I really like the track. I think for sure give it 3. I feel like with any track we go to, we got to give it 3. Like that's my personal opinion. I'd like 100 more horsepower there. I really would. I think road courses, that extra horsepower make a big difference. For sure. So we'll see what happens. Other than that, I thought it was a great weekend for Mexico NASCAR. Shout out to all the hauler drivers. I mean, seriously, like
that's crazy.
I mean, boys, they went from Michigan to Mexico to Charlotte to Pocono. Like that there. I mean, whoo! I hope they're getting paid.
One other thing about that I didn't know about until I saw a TikTok video from I think the Joe Gibbs team. So they get to Mexico or. They find out after the trucks have left Michigan that when they get to Mexico, they got to change the radio frequency.
Yeah.
They had to reprogram every single one of their 2,000 radios that each team has to a different frequency when they got to Mexico.
I did see that, and I'm assuming they have to program those back.
Yeah.
So, it's like they have to operate over 4,700 or something like that, and that's not what they normally do. So. What if we go to Mexico City, our headsets aren't working?
Now I know.
Yeah, I don't know that they had the RE support down there. I don't know if they did or not, but
probably not.
We'll see what happens.
Would be my guess.
All right. Other than that, let's go these picks, and we'll make some for next week. We'll knock them out. Let's see. Somebody did win. JP picked SVG. Just know next time, low-hanging fruit, SVG for the pole or the win would be a solid pick at every road course coming up. That was an absolute ass-whooping. So, unfortunately, Mayer looked pretty good, let us down. Reddick was nowhere to be found, which is a surprise for me. 71? What was it, 71? Oh, that was Hudson O'Neal or whatever. Oh. So, yeah, that all got rained out. I went 0 for. So, congratulations, JP gets the win. JP's up to 8 weeks. I got 10. Dwat's got 1, but he obviously got a late start. We should probably give him like 5 for free because we didn't let him in to start. But we're glad he's here now. So other than that, JP won, so he's last. Dwat, I'll give you the first. We'll let you go first in the picks. It'll be you, me, then JP.
I'll go with the Cup Series. Yeah, Pocono Cup Series. I'll go with Kyle Larson.
KL, he needs it, man. He kind of struggled there. This week got taken out by Kyle Busch. I thank y'all for not frying me about my my text about Kyle Busch right before the race, saying he was going to
Oh,
win.
man.
I don't know why you didn't. We're not going to talk about what my DraftKings said about that either. So
Kyle Busch was just trying to go bowling, okay?
yeah. All right, my first pick. Pocono. I would like those in the Xfinity race. I don't know off the top of my head. Give me. Give me Dennis Hamlin on Sunday. JP?
It's my first pick. I'll also go with the Cup race, and I'm going to take Mr. Busher.
Mr. Busher. Okay. All right. That'd be you, Dwat.
Xfinity, I'll go with Jesse Love.
Jesse Love. I like that. So this is an interesting one. I'm gonna take trucks. No, I'm not. Give me I-55 Saturday night, Bobby Pierce.
Let me take a gander here. Do some calculations.
You do you, boo. We're just waiting on you, boy.
I guess I'll go with the Xfinity race. And I'll take the 21 of Austin Hill.
You took this Chris Buescher to win Pocono?
Yes, sir.
I didn't even hear that. What are you? I mean, do we need to take you to the doctor?
Maybe.
Chris Buescher?
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. Brad Keselowski's behind SBG in points. I just want to point that out. Brad Keselowski is 30th and something in points.
sucks.
That's not good. Okay. All right, D-Watt, your last one. Make it count, son.
Lucas Oil, I'll go with Ricky Thornton Jr. to get the win Saturday night.
That's a good pick. It's a good pick. Man, me again. I was thinking about going Lucas Davenport just for the crap of it, but I don't know, man. I really want to. I've got one that I've put here, and he hasn't raced a crate all year. But there's one that could show up. I feel like it's in the cards to show up at I-75 on Saturday.
Oh, Lord. No balls.
He might drive that 21 car. I don't even know who's in that series. I'd really like to pick that race is what I'd really like to pick. I don't know who all's in that series now. I'm going to go trucks. Give me Ben Rhodes to win Pocono for trucks. Is that on Friday? I think that race is on Friday, which is cool if it is. I think. D-Watt, do you remember we used to watch that all the time, like Friday afternoon? I think it is on Friday, 5 p.m. This is, okay, so that race day, that's the one that, like, it is dark every time they finish this race, almost. Because they always end up having, like, a red flag in the truck race there for some reason. This is also the one that before that, on this Pocono, that's where I've seen the ARCA cars wreck under caution, you know, like the dude did in the Indy 500. So, but yeah, all right. JP, go ahead and wrap it up with your last one.
So for my final pick here, I'm going to go with the Firecracker 100.
Okay.
We're going to take the man that got his first National Touring Series win at that race forever many years ago. The driver of the number 76, Brandon Overton.
Hot sauce. Big money dud. Brandon Overton. Not going to happen, but that's cute. I don't know. There's too much experiment going on there. One thing we didn't talk about on dirt real quick, you know, I guess Rumley left Bilstein and is working for Longhorn now. Did y'all see that? I heard that somewhere that he's working for Longhorn now instead of Bilstein, which is interesting. So we'll see when they switch over to Penske's. Maybe JD was telling us the future. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But don't know. I'm looking forward to the weekend. We'll see what happens. Pocono will be big for sure. NASCAR. Obviously, they're going to the Echo Park Speedway after that. You know, it's getting crunch time.
Night race there. That'll be fun.
It's getting crunch time in NASCAR. For those of y'all that don't know, we're really getting down here. I think you're going to start seeing some winners. Obviously, got 2 more road courses coming up. And there's some guys back here that I feel like, I mean, Kyle Busch, like, yeah, he's choked a lot, but he's also been fast. Michael McDowell has been fast everywhere, Atlanta, road course, and he's even been fast on 1.5 miles. You have Dinger right there in 17th. Could sneak up there. Like I said, Hosfar's been fast all year. Ricky, we just talked about him. He could get a win. John Hunter Nemechek ran like third for some reason this weekend. So
Somehow.
Ty Gibbs, there's some of these people could still sneak them one. Dylan, Suarez, all these guys right here could win at a plate race, and really, really flip things on its head. Suarez is racing for his job. I really do think. It sounds more and more like, Zilich is the prime candidate for that car just because of the money or whatever he's got. So, we'll see what Suarez can do. Atlanta's going to be a big deal for him. These road courses going to be a big deal for him. I'm sure he wishes he would have got the win Sunday instead of Saturday, but we'll see what happens there. Ty Gibbs, this is his year. I expect to win this year, or what are we looking at in that seat? Obviously, his name's over the door. So when you get to walk out in the front and say, my name's on the effing sign, you're probably not going anywhere.
That seat's there for whenever he wants
but,
it.
At some point, if he doesn't win this year, next year, when does he say, well, I don't want to be here? Because he's also going to be probably the team owner there at some point. You get the Austin Dillon effect there, right? So I'm kind of curious to see how that goes. But other than that, I don't got a whole lot. Y'all got anything you want to talk about?
Not too much.
Not too much.
Sounds good. Well, thank y'all, as always, for being here. Hopefully we get a little more racing in on the dirt side this weekend. I think, if we're all being honest, we all like dirt a little bit better, right? I do. Yeah, we all do. So hopefully we get a little bit more of that in, get to talk about that, and we'll have a good week. And good seeing y'all. Y'all working a lot of overtime this week, D1?
Yeah, 5 o'clock. So we're on the 5:10s and the optional 10-hour Saturday.
You be sure to get you some rest, sleep hard, and maybe we'll see you Saturday at I-75. Maybe we won't. You never know. So thank y'all for being here. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good night. Closing credits. Y'all hammer down. Ride your four-wheeler to the pool, folks. HOAs don't care. It's fine. It's what I do. Thank y'all for listening to the Caution Flag Contemplations podcast. Our theme music is Hard as Steel by Alex Productions. Thank you all for listening. Hammering down. Find a good race to watch. We'll see you next time. Like, follow, share, subscribe. Thank you. If you made it this far, you're our #1 fan. We appreciate it.